Hello, I'm Sarah Vetter of the library's community engagement team. A person once said a balanced diet is having a cupcake in each hand. Well, I don't know about that, but I do know we're going to bring you a program on holiday cupcake decorating featuring pastry chef manager at Paul's Family Restaurant, Danyelle Luce. We'll meet Danyelle in just a few minutes, but first let's welcome Betsy Couture, who's going to fill us in on a little history of the restaurant. Betsy?
Hi everybody. Now I see a lot of you have come to Paul's already, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of background on the restaurant. And the restaurant's been around in Elgin for 61 years. And it started in 1961 at the Douglas Hotel, and in 1971 moved out to McLean Boulevard. So we don't need a lot of history, but it's been a staple in Elgin for all that time. And so the way I heard it, and Elaine's here, she can correct me if I'm wrong, but early on they used to order out their desserts, from a bakery or they used to come in already made. And one day, and this is before I worked there, I've only worked there 21 years, only, but Stella, Elaine's mother, did not like the way the cakes and pies were coming in. And the person got very mad and upset and said, well, if you can do it better, just do it yourself. And she said, okay, I will. And that is how we started making all our own desserts. In the meantime, we've had a couple different pastry chefs, and right now Danyelle is our pastry chef, and she makes it look so easy. I like to call her the crazy cake lady. She comes up with so many wacky ideas for cake combinations and that I would never think of in a million years. So our pie case is always so beautiful.
And now we have the fabulous, the lovely, the talented.
Yes, I am Danyelle.
Danyelle Luce.
Thank you all for coming.
Okay.
So basically a little bit about me. I, right out of high school, worked at a bakery and just worked up front and would sell cupcakes and pies and just kind of started off doing that. And the owner asked me if I wanted to learn. And I was like, absolutely. And so I learned a lot of what I do from there. I did wedding cakes, I did birthday cakes and cupcakes and all that fun stuff. And I worked there for a couple years and ended up then coming to Paul's. And pretty much have done, you name it, everything there. I've waitressed, I have hostess, I do the cupcakes and all of the desserts there. And now I do all of this there. So I love it. I love being creative, like Betsy said. I come up with weird chocolate baking cakes and maple cakes and different candies, and everyone thinks I'm crazy. And then they try it and they were like, make it again. So today we're gonna do some cupcakes. If you wanna take all your supplies out, the first one we're gonna do is a Christmas tree. So in your bag, one of the little cups has white frosting. So if you wanna open those up, pick out which cupcake you want to do first. Just put a really thin coat on the whole top of it. Once you get that done, you could take the one with coconuts and pour that on your plate, and then all you're going to do is dunk that in the coconuts and just fill the whole thing. So it looks like snow. So you don't have to put too much. Once you're done with that, if you want to open your coconut, and you can pour that on your plate, and then you just dunk the cupcake in there and fill it with the coconut. I don't want coconut.
How's it going, gals? Doing all
You don't have
right?
to put coconut on it, okay?
You don't like coconut? Not everybody likes that, right?
You have no coconuts.
Oh, look how pretty.
I know. I mean, there's some of the things we haven't done yet. Danyelle and I talk about the different recipes.
Yeah. She was just asking, which I have learned, when you're frosting a cake or a cupcake, anything, why you get so much cake in your frosting, mix in it, freeze it. So you don't have to freeze it too long, but it'll harden it just enough that when you then frost a cake or frost a cupcake, you won't get all those crumbs on it.
Mm-hmm.
So next what you're going to do is you're going to take your pretzel.
Very
And you literally will just stick it right in
Look
the
at that. I
middle.
mean, already like level 10 baker board.
Tip and put the pretzel in. Right in the frosting.
What if we break the pen?
All the way to the bottom. Yeah, all the way to the bottom.
Okay. It'll move down. Some just different ideas that you could kind of practice on while we're waiting for everyone to catch up to do the next one. There's some fun just kind of borders, like if you're doing a cake or a cupcake. Basically, you kind of squeeze it, go down like that. Squeeze it, squeeze it.
Look how busy she makes them. No.
So you're kind of just doing a border. You could do it on the cupcake. You could do it on cakes.
Around the bottom?
So that's around the bottom of it. So it's just kind of a fun way to learn basic things on kind of decorating the bottom of it or the top of it. A lot of times at Paul's, just the top of the cake, we'll also do just kind of a dollop, a little swirl on the top. And you could do that. Same thing if you're going to put it on the top of a cupcake, that would just kind of fill the whole cupcake. And you can just kind of build it up.
It looks very professional too.
Yeah, and you know, this star tip is the best too because it gets those nice defined lines.
That's so
She's
cool.
really being professional. I want to learn the one that's a little harder. So we're basically making a rose on the whole top of the cupcake. If you don't want to do that one, we could do little rose buds. So you want to just put a couple little rose buds. I'll show both of them. And then you could decide which one you want to do. Yes, so this is the pink one. We're going to start now. So if you want to just kind of grab it, push it all the way to the bottom to where the tip is.
What's that tip?
This one is a petal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a key to get it pulled,
It is-
pushed down,
yes.
get the air out.
Yeah,
right?
get the air out.
Yep.
Because if you don't push it all the way down and there's air, it's going to pop.
Oh yeah, that is.
I've done it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, in the
I
middle
know
of a flower and it pops and you kind of scoop it off and start over. And
Yeah,
then,
just eat that one.
Yeah,
Move on.
exactly.
Yeah.
okay, so I'll show you guys a basic rose petal first. Then I'll show you the actual full rose. So if you want to decide which one based off of me doing it you want to try, I'll come around and help everybody kind of do it as well. So with the basic rose petal, if you want to even try it on a plate, you could definitely try this one on plate. You're going to have the thinner tip on the top. So the wider is on the bottom. If you hold it like this, the thinner is on the top, the wider is on the bottom. Grab your plate or cupcake, and what you're going to do is you squeeze it a little, kind of go up and go down. Go up and go down, and you can kind of do two of them. It doesn't. The one that's a little bit more difficult, we're going to fill the whole thing and make this look like a rose. So what you're going to do on this one, and again, I'll show you to start off. I'll walk around and kind of help you start it. Same thing, the skinnier on the top, the wider's on the bottom. You're going to start the middle of the rose, so you're going to just spin it as you go. So that's kind of the middle of the rose. That's just basically starting it. Then what you're going to do, same thing, skinny on top, but you're going to put it towards you instead of facing up. You're going to squeeze a little, let go, and kind of push down. Squeeze a little, let go, push down. You're basically going to build the rose around the whole cupcake. It seems hard, but I promise you it's really not that hard. So as long as the thicker part is on the bottom, the skinnier on the top, when you squeeze it, kind of let go and push down, you're building the rose petals along the whole thing. If you squeeze it a little more and don't move it as fast, all that's going to do is make the rose petal come up higher, and then your rose petal is going to be fuller. So it's going to be kind of like a blooming rose or a rose that's already. And basically you could kind of work your way around the whole thing. So the reason I didn't for this one put frosting on the bottom is I'm gonna basically fill this whole thing with the rose petals, going all the way around. You see how it looks like a rose
It's
does?
so pretty.
Yeah, so it seems like it'd be something really hard, but I promise you it's not that bad. And once you kind of practice, it gets a lot easier. Then again, once you're done with that, this is the leaf. So it kind of looks like a pointed Pac-Man. You're gonna have the points going up so it looks like a V. And then you'll take that, kind of go in, out, in, out, in, out, and drag it, and it's gonna make the little leaves on it then.
Aw.
So there you go.
Oh, that's so cute.
You made that rose.
Dan,
If you don't want to try this one as well, the one other one that you could try is you could use this same tip and just kind of go around like this. You're still gonna have the thinner on the top, but as you're going around like this, it's kind of building the leaves as well. It's not the same one I did, but it might be a little easier if you don't want to try the rose, but try it. If you can't do it the worst case, you could scrape it off and try again.
and eat it.
Yeah, eat it, exactly.
rose. Danielle, how long did it take you to perfect the perfect rose?
Honestly, I don't feel like it took that long.
Yeah.
But once I see something and want to learn it, I'm a pretty quick learner.
Are you?
So I'll kind of just sit there and do it until
Until you got it.